So I'm actually terrible for drifting between jobs because I went to look for a piece of hose for the top hose. It's not actually really long enough, I don't think. I don't really like the shape of it up here, so I think we'll change that, but at the minute it's on. But anyway, I had a spare PD 150 housing because we don't need these glow plugs, and this pipe here actually used to go to the EGR cooler, so we don't really need that either. Now the PD 130 housing has a pipe that comes in the back, but they quite often crack or leak. So what I've done on the 205 is the same as this, pretty much. I've put this additional pipe at the top here, so that'll go to the heater matrix. We can still get the original Volkswagen temperature sensor in. Now on this one, I put a 1/8 MPT bung on the side there, and one on the top. So one will be for a temperature sensor, which will make the original Honda temperature gauge work on the dash, and then we'll get a 1/8 MPT fan controller that will control the fan, so it'll be independent to anything else. We'll probably have an override switch on it, so I'll get a new O-ring, but what I'll probably do is put a DA disc on something flat and sand it flat and just take a bit off, so then the O-ring will protrude a little bit more and it will probably seal a little bit better. I don't think they normally leak, but while it's off I think I'll clean it right up and reduce it a little bit so the O-ring sticks out a bit more. But yeah, it's all these little jobs, doing stuff like this, that takes the most time. You think it will take 10 minutes, but it just doesn't. But yeah, another little job ticked off, but I suppose we'll get there in the end. So me being me, just had to chop one of the fittings off because one of the sensors, if I'd have fitted it, would have hit the tandem pump. So yeah, I've just had to change it again, which is pretty normal for me. Doing shit 3 or 4, 5 or 6, fucking 20 times, whatever. Just keep changing shit until it works, rather than actually think about it. So I've just cleaned up the mating surface. Just used a piece of sandpaper. Just take a bit off the back face, and then is what I normally do with an O-ring, is just put 3 or 4 small spots of super glue just to hold the O-ring in place. You can probably get the proper O-rings, but I don't really care. This works for me without having to order one and wait. So yeah, I'll probably put a bit of sealant on it as well, just because I like to. Probably don't need that either, but I'll do what I want to do with this, I think. I did end up painting it black. I kind of wished I didn't, but I don't suppose you'll really see it when it's on. And to be fair, it probably looks better black anyway, so. But yeah, the fitting on top would have definitely hit the tandem pump, so they're both on the side now, so that's it. I'll get that fitted and then probably call it a day for today. Probably start with the intercooler tomorrow. So we're back on this morning. Try and get my head around the intercooler today. Like I say, Toby had a twin pass 3-inch thick intercooler on his EP3 Civic. It's obviously now redundant, so he's cut the end off. Because we need to take that little divider out, but rather than try and weld that back on, I've just sliced a piece of 3-inch tube in half. So we'll probably weld that on the end, and then because we made the radiator a little bit lower than it needed to be, the boost pipes should be able to go straight over the top of the radiator and then into the intercooler. So that should be, in theory it's quite easy, but anything that's custom still takes time. But also, in regards to the traction bar that won't fit, I may end up cutting the power steering bracket, or the bracket that holds the power steering pump. Just cut the bit off that holds the pump and basically weld it on a bit further up, so then we'll be able to get the traction bar on. But I think we'll leave that until the car's running, and then we'll do that as a separate thing. So at this stage it's not really that important. Just need to order a couple of heater hoses, because we're going from 19mm to 16mm, or make a couple of reducers. If I've got some 16mm aluminium, I'll do that, I think, because I've got quite a bit of 19mm. Probably be easy to just do that, to be fair. But yeah, slowly but surely, I want to try and get it done before it gets cold, because it gets fucking cold in here at winter. So I've cleaned the end up that Toby had cut off. Got a bit of brake cleaner in there, and got the airline in to blow some of the shit out. But I think before we fit it anyway, I might put 2 or 3 litres of petrol in it to swill it out, which should dilute all the oil and stuff and bring out all the aluminium filings and whatever out with it. So yeah, I've put the 3-inch on that I've sliced down the middle to an opening of 2.5 inch there, which will then be the top where the pipe goes in. So that'll make that quite easy, and then I'll just cut some aluminium to fill in here on both sides, weld that on, and then I'll have, well, it won't quite be round, but I'll be able to probably put a cap on and then shape up a 2.5 inch hole in the top. This side's not so bad, I can make do with that, I think, and just drill a hole and send the pipe in there somewhere. But yeah, should make it a half decent single pass intercooler then. Plenty of capacity anyway, so but yeah, I'll cut these out and get them cleaned up and tacked on, and then go from there. So I've welded a cap on the end of the intercooler. I think that fits pretty good where it's sat now, so I'll make some steel brackets to hold the intercooler, top and bottom, and then something similar to this, which will go sort of like straight over the top like that, both sides, and then through here up and over, and then the same this side. Nice and easy. There's plenty of room at the back to get an intake pipe on the turbo. Nice. It's just really slow. A bit like me.
Right then, I've just come back from the machine shop. We've had the sleeves made for the drive shafts, so this is what they are. They're plenty big enough, and no outer CVs. The inners are fine. Basically, he's made the sleeves, then heated them up, slid the shafts inside, and then let them cool. So they're almost like a press fit, but not. We just need to weld around them, and that should be it for both of them. Our drive shafts are done, all welded up. Shouldn't be an issue at all.
Might be.
I doubt it.
Well, when he welded that end, it was cracking. So, if any's going to break, I'd say it's this one.
Well, we'll see. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? The band's doing boost parts. The drive shafts are all done. That's CV boot fitted over that sleeve, so that's fine. 2 new ends on the outers. And Dan is getting on with the boost parts.
That's the difference between different tungstens. Fucking shit.
There's quite a big difference, isn't it?
I think that'll do.
Let's get in there. Right, drive shafts are on and all done. We've also done one of the boost parts. Brake booster pipe is done, and the heater matrix pipes.
All but one, I think, or two into it.
Yeah, I've still got to do the header tank, which is 2 little pipes. That'll fit out the way.
We're actually going to make the engine cover fit properly as well.
Yeah. And the all the radiator pipes are on. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Dan's welding up some boost pipes, and need to mount the header tank. If I got it stuck. We're going to try and go off them 2 bolts here somewhere. I'm just going to cut a piece of angle and shape it, and hopefully bolt it to the 2 studs that are on the bulkhead, and then to these 2 points on the header tank. Alright, I've made a bracket so it's set on 2 studs, and then the header tank will bolt onto there. And all I've done is just tack on 2 nuts the other side. Alright, that is on and mounted. All we've got is this little pipe here, just to the top, and there is another one down here which will extend, and that goes to the bottom, and that is it. That's all the cooling system done. Right, these are all done. That's all the cooling system done. Use the original one there, that's Volkswagen. I have no idea what that pipe's off. And just put a joiner in. That should do it. We'll have a look at the fuel lines now. That's the, I think, the feed in, and the feed out is just there. And then we've got, that's right here. Yeah, I can't get it out. A bit of a cooler that's got on the return line, which will probably sit in here somewhere. And the boost pipes are done. Just need 2 silicone couplers.
They've already been ordered.
Yeah, when they turn up.
Intake pipe to do.
Fuel cooler is mounted.
Just wants a bit more weld on it when the intercooler comes back in.
Fuel filter there.
Header tanks on.
Yeah, that's all done.
Well, need to order the power steering line, the high pressure line. The clutch actually clears. We've bled that up and tested that now that the drive shafts are in. So
that's about it for now, isn't it?
well,
It's getting there.
we need to dig the wiring out and start unpicking that.
Do your exhaust first.
Yeah, and the exhaust.
And that's about
And then it's about
ready to
piss everyone off. Just a bracket to put on the back of here, just to hold the engine cover. Because it would be a shame not to run the engine cover.
Yeah, it's got to have that.
I think a lot of people don't know what it is sometimes if you don't run the engine cover.
Everyone's going to know what that is.
Well, they will do now, but from previous shows and stuff with the 205, a lot of people don't actually know what it is. So I've had a few days of making boost pipes and all sorts of other stuff. I haven't really filmed much because it's really slow. Anything custom seems to be really slow, but the drive shafts are actually done. I can't remember if I got that on video. I think Toby's got some other footage of that. There's some pictures on Instagram as well. But anyway, the intercooler's on. All the boost pipes are made. The engine cover is staying on. There's just a tab to weld onto the inlet manifold to hold the back of the cover down. It does clear the bonnet as well, so that's not going to be a problem. The header tank's mounted. Toby did that yesterday. Everything's piped up in terms of the cooling system. Some of the fuel pipes are located, but we'll finish those when I've made the intake pipe. Some of the original Honda fuel pipes need shortening. Now we don't really want to go anywhere near that with a grinder because it's still got petrol in the tank, I think, so we're going to have to pump as much as we can out, and we're probably going to fill the tank up with diesel, and then we'll probably just cut it, pump a bit through and then just cut it, I think. We're just I'm just waiting for some silicone couplers for the boost pipes. I need to do the injector lash and weld up the rockers still. I'm going to do that today. Make the intake pipe today. The drive shafts are already fitted. Wheels are on. The clutch actually clears. We've tested that. So yeah, a couple of days finishing a few little bits and bobs, and then we'll attack the wiring all at once, I think. Fuel cooler's on. Just need to put a bit more weld on it when the intercooler comes out, because we're going to powder coat everything, I think. Even the battery tray will probably get back powder coated, but I think I might add another support on it, although it doesn't seem too bad, to be fair. I think I'll try it without, and before it's powder coated, if it needs it, we'll add another brace on it, but otherwise I'll leave it, I think. yeah, I've tested nearly everything on the car because obviously we've got a battery on it now. Everything works apart from passenger door central lock-in's a little bit stiff, I think, but other than that, absolutely everything works, which is really nice, to be fair. I think we're going to try and wire in the cruise control so it'll make it easier for us to have switchable maps and stuff, and obviously cruise control will be nice. It won't have a stalk, we'll just put it on buttons, I think, on the dashboard, but it'll still be functional cruise control. The bumper does fit, it just needs a little bit of clearance on the grille around these, pretty minor. So yeah, getting quite excited. I think we'll have to think about getting it insured, because the end of this week hopefully we'll be driving it around the yard at least. Yeah, I think Toby's gone to the scrapyard today, or to a Honda Breakers. He's going to get a genuine Honda Gator for the gear stick, and we're going to probably make that fit somehow. It still needs a seat runner. If we can't find one, we might fix it in a position that we both don't mind for now, and then either weld it or put a bolt in it or something, or do something just so it's fixed for the MOT. It needs something for the steering wheel as well, Toby said, for the airbag. I can't remember what he said it was called now, but yeah, I think he'll hopefully find most of the bits today. We've ordered some rear arms for the back, so it'll have not cast, or whatever they are, the anodised fancy aluminium Chinese arms that are probably going to be alright but shit, like everything else that comes from fucking China. And then it's just a brake pipe to fit as well, I think. I'm still waiting for that. Yeah, and then it can get sent for an MOT. Oh, we've still got the exhaust to make as well, but I've come here this morning and the floors were wet in the unit. We had a bit of a rainstorm yesterday evening. Normally it floods halfway up, so I think after today I'll crack on and get the exhaust done. There's a whole system to make from front to back from the turbo. Not really looking forward to doing it, to be fair. Rolling around on the floor is wearing a bit thin now, but a good day, especially if I leave it till Thursday, because Toby will be back here. Two of us doing it, it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, and then Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, we'll get our heads around the wiring and we'll probably be able to see it move. I need to get an oil filter and change the oil as well, because I don't know how old that oil is that's in it, and I've put basically a brand new cam in it, so I don't want to really fuck the new cam just for the sake of a bit of oil. So I'll probably grab a filter on my way home today and then swap that. We could also do with a shallow sump at some point, but I think we'll get it on the road first, and all stuff like that can easily be swapped afterwards, so it's not urgent for it to go on now. But yeah, my aluminium welding skills are pretty shit, but it's stuck together, so I don't really care that much, and once it's powder coated you won't really be able to tell. But it doesn't help that I haven't got the best setup. It's just a cheap eBay special, but it still works. I'm not blaming it on that. I think a lot of it's me and patience, and I don't have much of that. So yeah, we'll get stuck into setting the lash and welding these rockers up, and then I'll weld the tab on this, so then that's done. the inlet can be fixed on properly then. It's only got a couple of bolts in it for now. I need to get a pipe on the rocker cover that will go into the intake as well. So, although it doesn't sound like much, it takes time. Everything takes a lot of time, to be fair, to make. Almost more than it's worth. Which is why I don't get too involved with doing custom stuff for anyone else, really. Not unless you're going to keep it. You tend to find that a lot of people, you do something for them and then they just fucking sell the car. So you haven't really done it for them at all, you've just done it so they can sell it to someone else for them to enjoy. So that's why I don't really get too involved with stuff like that. But yeah, once it's done, we best get looking for another project. I don't know if it'll be a PD swap, it might be something else. Probably might be a PD swap though. We've got a couple of ideas, but we'll see. Depends on the budget, I suppose. But yeah.